Weren't expecting that, were you? Welcome back to another video. Today we are... Down in the valley there's a cemetery where the blue team's gonna get. That was a camp cheer we had when I was in middle school. And I remember it being the dopest cheer in all the camp cheers. And if you're on the team that didn't have the dope cheer, then it just sucked. Today, we are trying the World Aeropress Championship recipe for 2017. Created by someone that goes by the name of Panda. Her first name is Paulina, last name I can't pronounce. I don't know how to pronounce it, but apparently she goes by Panda. I will link the original video below should you want to go check that out. But today, I am going to be tasting it. I've always been a big fan of the Aeropress recipes that you make like a concentrate and then dilute it afterwards. I'm not sure what it was, and I remember the first time trying it, one of my friends had showed me, his name was Joe, we were in college. And I had never seen it before, and he did it, and I was like, dilute it afterwards? I was like, that doesn't make sense, like, why would you do that? And then I tasted the sweet, sweet nectar of the black, and it was delicious, top notch. Since then, I've been like, yo, those are the good recipes. However, I don't make them that often, but today in Colorado, it is snowing, it felt like an inverted Aeropress kind of morning, for some reason. So today we're going to be tasting the recipe. So you guys know that my favorite coffee is by a company by Sweet Bloom. However, today I am brewing some Bling Bling Blue Bottle, another company I highly recommend. Oh, it worked this time. It is a Colombian Papayan Fall Harvest. Oh, it's a fall. Dude, this one actually has notes of butterscotch. If you watched my last video, you'd understand why that's important. Interesting. Butterscotch, lemongrass, green apple. Let's see if I can pick any of that up. Nope. We press on. 35 grams of whole bean coffee is what I'm going to be doing right now. Alright, I've already got my water going. I'm about 83 degrees Celsius. Okay, this recipe calls for coarser ground, so I'm using a Baratza Encore, and I am shooting at about a 20 here. I usually brew probably around a 17 to 18 for V60. This recipe calls for a more coarse grind, so I'm gonna try 20 and see how that works. First things first, I'm gonna wet down the filter, as you guys probably already know. Get rid of any paper taste that we might get from that on the Aeropress. Moing, as well as heat the cup that we're gonna be brewing into eventually. I'm gonna set that over there to chill, and we're gonna get the Aeropress ready. Now, I am gonna be dumping 35 grams straight into the top, and we're gonna go for a 30-second 150 gram bloom. As you can tell, I'm not crazy familiar with the recipe because it's kind of new to me. So here we go. 35 grams of delicious sweet beverage. Well, I guess this isn't a beverage yet. It's just, is this considered a powder? Did we classify as powder? I don't know. Either way, that's what we're doing. I'm gonna level it out. It looks like a lot in there. When you're talking 35 grams, jeez, I've never put 35 in an Aeropress. That's quite a bit. Okay, here we go. We're gonna pour the water, 84 degrees Celsius, 198? Fahrenheit? I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna go up to 150, give it a good stir, because with this much coffee, I don't think the bottom's gonna get saturated without the stir, and I think that's why she includes that in the recipe. So, where's my stir boy? Bling, big long stir boy. I'm gonna use that. This is actually by Ovalware. They sent this to me. Thank you guys. Alright, let's get rolling. Press the button. Boom, we're going to 150 grams here. Slowly but surely rising to the top. Alright. I don't know why I just did a British accent out of nowhere. Alright, and we are approaching 150. Alright, cool. I'm gonna throw this back on the heater in the meantime, because at the end we're gonna be re-diluting, and I'm gonna just give this a good mix. I'm going all the way to the bottom, and we're gonna see how that works. Alright, 30 seconds in, we're going to place the lid on the top, and I'm gonna press down until I start seeing those bubbles at the top, maybe. Bubbles. Whoa! Okay, cool. Now we're gonna invert, boing, throw it on the cup. I'm gonna leave my scale right here so I can keep track of that timer that I'm already using. And about a minute 5, we're gonna give it a nice little press down all the way until a minute 35. Shooting for a 30-second press as usual. This is gonna be kind of hard to gauge though, because there's so much coffee I can't really tell what's liquid and what's coffee. So I'm just gonna try and keep it slow here. As you press, I'm using 2 hands, but I'm barely putting any weight on this, to be honest. Since the coffee is so coarse, I think it's really gonna come through. Well, it's definitely easier to press right now. So I'm shooting for that 135. We're at 125 right now. and we're listening for that hiss again. I'm getting it a little bit, but I'm gonna press a little more because this is such an odd one. Okay, good, we're at 135 there, chilling. I'm gonna dump this coffee out right away. It's the easiest way to clean the Aeropress to me. So now we have a little cup of concentrate, 35 grams and only 150 grams of water. So we are going to reset the scale, and I'm going to dilute it with about 160 to 200 grams of water on top of that. So I got my scale torn, I don't know, whatever. Pouring the water back in here. This should give you right about a full cup. All right, I went ahead and just did 180 grams, find a little middle ground there. I'm gonna give it a quick stir to make sure any coffee at the bottom is also at the top. All right, world champion lady, let's see what you got. Well, I'm sure she has quite a bit if she's the world champion. Anyways, what am I smelling? Mostly heat. It's a little bit too hot for me. I don't like drinking coffee like right as it's brewed because I lose a lot of that flavor profile when it's so hot. I really like to get it down to like a 150 and just pop that whole bad boy right around there. I like that spot. Right now I'm probably way too hot. Let's see where we are at. We are over 9,000. Nice. We're at about 170, so let's get in there. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's give this coffee a taste. Ooh. I really, really like it. Here's what I'll say. It's hard for me to be able to notice the nuances without something to compare it with. I will say this method, there's something about it that comes off balanced. I don't know if it's because you're diluting afterwards with water, or I don't know. I think that has something to do with it. Maybe it's the coarseness of the coffee. But what I get out of this method as opposed to normal like plunge method, I seem to get a clarity and a little less mud, if that makes sense. Not actual like physical mud, but something as far as like a clean. It's like the same difference you might find between like a metal filter or a paper filter. Well, I seem to feel like doing inverted over a normal Aeropress, that the inverted seems to give me that clarity too. And I don't know if it's because, I really think it has something to do with that water coming at the end, and I don't know if there's any science behind that or not. I actually really like that. If you don't have an Aeropress, I highly recommend that you get one. Aeropresses are so versatile with what you can do with inverted being normal, changing your ratios. They've got espresso attachment, they've got metal filters, paper filters. There's so much you can do with an Aeropress. And if you want to get out there and experiment a little bit, grab an Aeropress and a V60 or something like that. Watch my last video where I compared those two, because there's a lot of difference there. And I feel like if you're just starting out, those are really cheap methods to get into. Also, top secret knowledge of the secret committee. Okay, look. You guys have asked about this clothing brand that I've been wearing, and surprised to tell you, this is my clothing brand. It will be launching hopefully this week. I don't know, we got a fall line coming out. If you guys are interested, it's not officially live yet because we want to make sure we got all the kinks ironed out before we get it rolling. But me and a couple buddies started this brand. We've got some sweet designs coming. I'm excited to get it out to you guys. Those of you that keep track of my Instagram know that I tried this inverted method on the first snow of Colorado. It's snowing outside right now. If you watch my Instagram, you would see that I tried this morning, and I just sat and I didn't even look at the snow. I actually went into my room and worked. Anyways, either way, this is a great method. Give it a shot. Leave a comment. Leave a like. Leave your head. Don't leave your head. Leave a leg. Break a leg. I don't know. Whatever. Have a great day. If you guys got coffee recommendations, videos you want to see, I'm watching. I use my eyeballs and I look at your comments. Leave them below. I do read them, and if you got some good ideas, I will totally use them. So, that being said, boo-booing. Bye-bye.